He's been called a musical prodigy. Today on the Music Universe podcast. Hey, buddy, how are you doing? Is it like Groundhog's Day yet?
No, I'm kind of a homebody to begin with, so it's okay. Getting a lot more stuff done, I can tell you that.
Oh, me too. I work from home. I talk about this office job I have in sort of operational terms, but not really in detail just because I can't.
Right.
But what I will say is that it is very odd to be at home because you realize how much time in your day is spent walking to this person, walking to that person, going to the bathroom, which is on the other side of the office, going to the break room because you're hungry and you want to grab a Rice Krispie. When you consolidate like this and you isolate yourself off from all of the social interactions that have to take place in an office,
Right.
you get done rather quickly or you get more done. And luckily, I've been able to get more done in a shorter amount of time.
I partially work from home too when I'm not doing this stuff, and I've just been able to dedicate so much time to the website and the podcast now. It's really kind of it's fun. I'll say that. It's a lot of work for those that aren't sure how much work goes into something like this. You've got to edit this stuff. You've got to be looking for news. You got to publish news. I mean, I'm constantly doing that, and now I have so much time to do that. It feels great, but sometimes I just can't stop. I don't know how many hours I've spent on these interviews we've been prepping for, and the interviews we've done, and just getting ready and getting these podcasts to go. I mean, it's a lot of work, but I love it, man. It's great.
Oh, I love it. And I love when we get to talk to new artists and get to prep for those kinds of interviews. And today we have a new artist. His name is Will Muse. And the minute he got on the phone, I could tell he was an old soul. Couldn't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's totally into that older music, and just his voice, I could tell, was an old soul just in itself.
Yeah. God, I wish I hit puberty that young to have that deep of a voice.
Well, he is 17, and he plays piano and guitar, and he sings.
Will Muse, welcome to the Music Universe podcast. How are you doing on this homebound day today?
I'm doing well. I've been just kind of catching up on all the schoolwork I've had to do and just trying to write some new music and be productive throughout this time.
How do you juggle that schoolwork with career as a recording artist?
I guess I really, I pull a lot of sometimes all-nighters. I work really hard. I'm number one in my class. I've maintained a 4.3 GPA in high school, so I take that very seriously as well. And I guess I just I just really have to balance it. Yeah.
That's great. So, are your parents supportive of you having both of those focuses?
Yes, I'm very lucky to have such a supportive family. Yes.
Now, are you? I know you've done some regional appearances throughout Nashville. Are you living there now? Is that where you're from, or can you tell us, the listeners, a little bit about your background?
So I've been born and raised in Somerset, Kentucky, which is about 2.5 hours away from Nashville. But pretty often we will travel to Nashville or Los Angeles for my music endeavors.
That's really, really great. Oh, that's really great. So, all that time traveling, the dichotomy between those cities and where you live, what's been the hardest adjustment?
I've really enjoyed, working with everybody. I guess, nothing has really been too hard. I've just taken it more as, an opportunity as having to travel between places. But, I think that maybe here in Somerset, I maybe felt like I reached a point where I could have, exhausted a lot of the local music resources. But, we actually here, it's a small town, but we have a wonderful music community, of so many talented people here. It's really cool. It's a great feeling. And I guess I've just kind of broadened and expanded into going to other places. And I've really been blessed with a lot of great opportunities throughout my travel.
Yeah, and some of them, even Disney premiering your second single "Spend" and your first
Yeah,
single reaching nearly 2 million Facebook views. Tell us about
yeah.
that and how that feels to have that kind of success.
Well, my first single, "I Can Change," it was a song that I wrote after I evaluated, just kind of a lot of the turmoil and, some of the bad things that were happening in our world. And I just kind of came to the conclusion that anybody had the ability to change if they could just have somebody who's there to believe in them and to support them along whatever they're going through. So, for that to be my first single and for it to have such an impactful message and to reach so many people, that felt great. And then I guess the spin, I kind of I wrote that song. It's just a really happy, fun, upbeat song for the person that you would want to spend the rest of your life with. And just to have the opportunity for that to be premiered on Radio Disney, that was just fantastic. Being able to share something like that, it was a great experience working with everybody in California like that. Yeah.
Now you're still in high school. You mentioned that earlier at the top. What adjustments has your school done specifically for education, and has those adjustments, because of the virus, have those adjustments actually given you more free time to be creative and to focus on your music?
Well, so my school, we are out until at least April 20th, but that a lot of people feel as if we could be out for the rest of the year. So this is the beginning of my third full week off, and honestly, I take a lot of dual credit and AP advanced placement classes. So actually, I think that I've had more schoolwork to do outside of school. Than I would during a regular school day. I can recall, yesterday I probably spent about 10 to 12 hours. I was up till 3 or 4 in the morning working on assignments and getting papers and stuff submitted. So, it's been an adjustment, but, I've also been trying to take advantage of the little free time I have to work and write some music. I know that I have a new song that's getting ready to come out within hopefully this next month of April. And then, yes, I've just been really excited and working and just trying to keep pumping out music.
Now you have been called by a lot of people a teenage. I don't want to say child anymore. A teenage prodigy. Your publicist was really excited that we wanted to talk to you. He said you're gonna love him. He's so articulate. He's an old soul, and I can tell that you are. But what kind of music inspires you? And if you had to give your music a genre, what would you consider your genre of music?
Well, growing up, I have always been influenced by a lot of awesome music that my parents played. A lot of great classic rock, such as Elton John and Aerosmith and Guns N' Roses, and that's really my favorite. I started playing guitar because I was really inspired by Slash from Guns N' Roses. He was like kind of my idol and my hero at that time. So at the age of 5, I took up guitar lessons, and I wanted to be like Slash. So that's really, I guess, kind of where my love of music originated. But today, I'm listening to a lot of things like Prince and George Michael and the Beatles and all kinds of classic music. I really do love old music, but there are some new things that I like as well. But I guess I would kind of classify my music as, kind of a blend between pop and rock. And, it might have a few elements of some contemporary country here and there, but, mostly kind of a pop rock blend.
Yeah, and you're a classically trained pianist too. So how does that play into
Yeah.
your style of music?
Yeah, well, I do most of my live performances. It's me on the piano. I probably favor now playing the piano over guitar, but I still love to play a good electric guitar solo. But yeah, I usually accompany myself on piano, and I love to play the piano. I spend much time every day practicing and playing the piano, and I guess I feel like that the piano, it gives me a good rhythmic sense, for writing. And I think that I just have an easier time, I guess, finding and composing melodies on the piano when I'm writing.
Yeah, and I know you said most of your time right now is making up schoolwork for your dual credits. Are you currently
Yeah.
writing or inspired by this turn of events with the world that you're actually coming up with any songs about it?
Yes, well, I actually have a song that is it's a duet song that I recorded not too long ago, and it is called "Don't Let the World Get in the Way," or world in a way. We're still kind of figuring out the title and everything, But that song, I think that kind of the concepts behind that kind of goes along with what the world's experiencing right now.
Yeah, when can we hear that?
It should be coming out with sometime within the month of April.
Oh, cool. Looking forward to it.
I think that's when we'll need it the most, because by mid-April we'll still all be in isolation, and we'll need it. We'll need the lockdown. We'll still be on lockdown, and we'll need new music. I think music is going to be what is going to heal us after this is all over.
Absolutely.
I agree. It'll play a very important part in the healing process, yes.
Well, we look forward to everything that you're doing. Congratulations on all of this success. The Radio Disney thing, I wanted to ask, how did that come to you? How did they find you? How did your team find them? How did that happen? How did you get in touch with such a big organization like the Disney Music?
Things, they just kind of all fell in place in the right order. I know Jeremy and other members of my team, they helped to get Phil, who is one of the head programmers over at Radio Disney. He's a very, very nice and great person, and he happened to be in Nashville for a conference, and we traveled to Nashville, and I actually performed a showcase for him in our hotel room at the time, so that was a really cool experience. So after that, they asked me to come out and play a showcase for all the team members there at Disney. So I played a showcase in front of probably about 30 to 40 different people who worked at Radio Disney in Burbank the following month after that showcase for Phil in the hotel room. So that was just a phenomenal experience. It was great.
Well, you have a really powerful voice, and I can't wait to see what happens for you, and we'll have you back as you hit your milestones, because this is just the beginning, and you've already hit so much.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, no, I know folks can check out willmusemusic.com. They can also find you on all the socials. Anything you want to wrap with while you got a second, Will?
I just maybe to keep a lookout for the new single and video that's going to be coming out. So you can check me out on Facebook and Instagram and Spotify and Apple Music and all of that. And it is Will Muse Music on social media. Yeah.
Is Will Muse your real last name?
Yes, it is.
That's the perfect last name.
Yes, that's my real name. Yes.
What's the nationality there?
We're all American here. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Didn't know if there was any lineage. I've never heard that last name before.
My grandfather, his name is Will Muse, and my dad, he's Willard Muse, and then I was William Muse. We shortened that to Will, so Will Muse.
So you got a lot of Will Muses in your family.
Yeah.
Well, sir, stay safe, stay sane, keep writing, and I'm sure nothing but big things ahead for you.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
Always fun to get to talk to new artists, especially as they're still finding their footing as in media, as media personalities talking about their art. It'll be fun to revisit him in a little while and see what he's up to and see what else he has to say.
Oh, absolutely. And one thing we didn't get to touch on was he did perform Let It Be in front of 600 people. It was his debut vocal performance. It had him playing both piano and guitar, earned him second place in a competition with many older children. And the following year, he channeled Slash and played Sweet Child of Mine, winning the same competition again at his school's talent show.
So this kid's a shredding guitar player. Is that what you're telling me? We didn't even touch on it?
Yeah, and he was in 5th grade at the time.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know how we missed that.
I think we'll have to have him back just to talk about his time in 5th grade.
Yeah. So that's a cool thing. So best of luck to Will. He's very talented, and we'll definitely have him back in the future. All
right. Everybody stand at home, stay safe, stay healthy, be well. I'm Matt.
And I'm Buddy for the Music Universe Podcast.